In Ophia, a stormy secret unearths a skeleton with a glowing amulet. Can love conquer a terrifying spirit? Dive into this Nigerian folktale.
In the village of Umuofia, nestled among ancient baobab trees, a gloomy afternoon cloaked the land in shadow. Dark clouds swirled above as Chike, a young yam farmer, visited his friend Obi's garden to gather mangoes for a festival. The air was heavy with the scent of rain. As Chike plucked ripe fruit, thunder roared, and rain poured like a river from the heavens. The deluge washed away the topsoil, revealing a chilling sight, a human skeleton buried beneath the earth. Around its neck gleamed a crescent-shaped amulet, glowing faintly in the muddy gloom. Chike's heart raced with fear. As Chike stared at the skeleton, a cold wind swept through the garden. The amulet's glow intensified, and a shadowy figure appeared, a woman with an unnaturally long neck, her eyes hollow and gleaming. She flickered in and out of sight, her presence both beautiful and terrifying. Chike screamed, stumbling backward. In his panic, he tripped into a beehive hidden in the grass. The furious bee swarmed, stinging his face and hands. Swollen and disfigured, Chike fled toward Obi's mud brick home, the image of the long-necked spirit burned into his mind. Who was she? What secret did the amulet hide? Chike burst into Obi's compound, his face puffed from bee stings, his speech slurred and incoherent. Skeleton, amulet, spirit, he gasped, collapsing at Obi's feet. Obi, a warrior fresh from a victorious battle against bandits, knelt beside his friend, confused. What are you saying, Chike? Rest, you're hurt. But Chike's eyes were wild with terror, his words a jumbled mess. The mystery of the skeleton hung heavy in the air, unanswered. Obi helped Chike to a mat, but unease settled in his heart. What had his friend seen in the garden? The village whispered of ancient curses. On the porch of Obi's home, Nneka, his heavily pregnant wife, stood clutching a carved wooden figurine of their love. Tears streamed down her face, her heart aching for Obi's safe return from battle. As the storm raged, sharp labor pains struck, and she collapsed, crying out to the goddess Ola for strength. Villagers rushed to her aid, and after hours of struggle, Nneka gave birth to a beautiful girl, whom she named Adiz, meaning princess. Nneka whispered, "She looks just like you, Obi," though he had not yet returned. The village rejoiced, but the storm's omen lingered. Obi, proud and battle-worn, trekked home to Umuofia, his heart swelling with love for Nneka. He invited Chike, his comrade from the battlefield, to visit his family. As they approached the village, Obi's eyes fell on a small cradle rocking gently on the porch. "Honey, I'm home," he called, but the house was eerily silent. He peered into the cradle, empty, yet it swayed as if moved by unseen hands. A chill ran through him. Was this a trick of his exhausted mind? The village seemed to hold its breath, watching the warriors return with weary eyes. Obi, proud and battle-worn, trekked home to Umuofia, his heart swelling with love for Nneka. He invited Chike, his comrade from the battlefield, to visit his family. As they approached the village, Obi's eyes fell on a small cradle rocking gently on the porch. "Honey, I'm home," he called, but the house was eerily silent. He peered into the cradle, empty, yet it swayed as if moved by unseen hands. A chill ran through him. Was this a trick of his exhausted mind? The village seemed to hold its breath, watching the warriors return with weary eyes. As Obi stood by the cradle, soft arms wrapped around him from behind. Startled, he turned to find Nneka, her eyes radiant with love. "You're back, my heart," she whispered. "Thank the gods you're safe." Obi's tension melted. "Where's our child?" he asked. Nneka smiled, pointing to the cradle. "She's right there, Adiz." To Obi's shock, a sleeping infant now lay where the cradle had been empty moments before. He rubbed his eyes. I must be tired from battle, he muttered. Chike, watching silently, noticed Nneka's crescent-shaped amulet glowing faintly, sending a shiver down his spine. Obi introduced Chike to Nneka, but Chike's gaze lingered on her amulet, its eerie glow unsettling him. Let me show you the village, Obi said, eager to share Umofia's beauty. As they walked through the palm-lined paths, a strange atmosphere enveloped them. Villagers avoided Obi, some fleeing at the sight of him, their eyes wide with fear. Spare us, an old woman cried, clutching her wrapper. A drunken palm wine tapper staggered forward, pointing at Obi. You and your wife, demons in disguise. Obi's blood boiled. Watch your tongue, old man, he roared, storming back home. Obi burst into the compound, furious. Nneka, the villagers dare call you a demon. Nneka, preparing yam porridge, looked unbothered. Let them talk, my love. I have a surprise. She had organized a feast to celebrate Obi's return. Chike, still shaken, volunteered to fetch fruits from the garden. As he stepped into the overgrown plot, he saw Nneka standing under a mango tree, her gaze fixed upward. Suddenly, her neck stretched impossibly long, like a python, plucking fruit from the highest branches. Chike froze, horrified, rubbing his eyes. Was this a vision or reality? When Chike looked again, Nneka stood nearby, normal, holding a basket of mangoes. Are you well, Chike? She asked sweetly. Shaken, he nodded, bending to pick a fallen fruit. The rain-soaked soil shifted, revealing the same skeleton from before, its crescent amulet glinting. Help! Chike screamed, bolting from the garden. In his haste, he stumbled into another beehive. The bees attacked, swelling his face once more. Staggering into Obi's house, he gasped, skeleton under the dirt. Obi frowned. You're imagining things, friend. But Chike's fear was unshakable, the amulet's glow haunting his thoughts. The feast began, with villagers reluctantly joining to honor Obi. Nneka served steaming jollof rice and egusi soup, her smile warm. Obi laughed heartily, feeding at ease, unaware of Chike's growing dread. Chike's eyes stayed fixed on Nneka, her amulet pulsing faintly. As Obi reached for a cloth, Nneka's neck stretched unnaturally, gliding across the room to retrieve it. In an instant, she was normal again, cooing over at ease. Chike's heart pounded, his hands trembling. Was Nneka human? He whispered to Obi, I saw her neck stretch. Obi snapped, enough nonsense about my wife. As the feast ended, Nneka carried Edis to her cradle, humming a lullaby. Chike, unable to shake his fear, watched from the doorway. Nneka's neck elongated, swaying over the cradle like a cobra, her song taking on an eerie, otherworldly tone. Edis giggled, unafraid. Chike's blood ran cold. He retreated to the guest hut, trying to sleep, but nightmares plagued him. In his dream, Nneka hovered above, her neck twisting around the rafters, her eyes glowing like moons. He awoke sweating, the lullaby's echo lingering. Outside, a commotion stirred the night, pulling him from his terror. A young man, Nneka, stormed into Obi's compound, his face twisted with rage. Nneka killed my father, he shouted. The village gasped. Nneka was the son of the drunken tapper Obi had met earlier. She's a spirit, a killer. Nneka cried. Obi gripped Nneka's hand, protective. How dare you accuse my wife? She's harmed no one. But Nneka held up a silver charm, said to repel evil spirits, and hurled it at Nneka. She screamed, her neck stretching grotesquely, her skin paling to a ghostly hue. The crowd recoiled, whispering of Mommy Water, the river goddess. Nneka collapsed, sobbing. Obi, I didn't want this. Before all, she revealed her truth. She had died giving birth to Edis, her love for Obi and their child tethering her spirit to the world. Unable to leave, she wandered in limbo until Mommy Water, the serpent goddess, offered a deal: be my vessel, and stay with your family. Nneka agreed, her body transformed into a long-necked spirit. Though no longer human, her love remained unchanged. Obi's heart shattered, but he held her tightly. I'll never leave you, he vowed, despite the villagers' growing fear. Chike, trembling, spoke up. The skeleton in the garden, it wears your amulet. Obi, driven by suspicion, dug up the remains that night. The crescent amulet confirmed it: the skeleton was Nneka's mortal body, buried in secret by the village priestess to hide her death. Obi wept, realizing he'd loved a spirit all along. He recalled seeing Nneka's neck stretch over Adi's cradle, but his love had blinded him. I'm terrified of spirits, he whispered, but losing you scares me more. Nneka smiled sadly, her ghostly form flickering. Their bond, though tested, held firm against the supernatural. The villagers, fueled by fear, gathered outside Obi's home, wielding torches and charms. Nneka's a monster, Nneka shouted, blaming her for his father's death. Nneka protested, he fell from a cliff, drunk. I never touched him. But the mob, blind with anger, threw stones and set the compound ablaze. Obi shielded Nneka and Adis, shouting, she's my wife, not a demon. The flames roared, and the family fled into the night. Chike, torn between fear and loyalty, followed, haunted by the skeleton's amulet and Nneka's transformation. The villagers' judgment was merciless. As the family fled, a sudden tsunami surged from the nearby river, engulfing Umofia. The villagers screamed, trapped by the flood. Nneka, using her elongated neck, stretched across the waters, pulling people to safety: elders, children, even Nneka. Her ghostly strength saved dozens, but the act enraged Mommy Water. The serpent goddess appeared, her scales glinting like moonlight. You used my power without permission, she hissed. Spare them, I beg you, Nneka pleaded. Mommy Water's eyes narrowed. Very well, but your soul is the price. Nneka nodded, willing to sacrifice herself for her family and village. Mommy Water coiled around Nneka, her voice like thunder. Your love binds you, but it defies my will. Give your soul, and all will be spared. Obi clung to Nneka, tears falling. Don't leave us. Adis wailed in her cradle. Nneka kissed them both, her neck shrinking to human form one last time. I'll always love you, she whispered. With a flash, she vanished into the river, Mommy Water's laughter echoing. The villagers, saved by Nneka's sacrifice, fell silent, their anger replaced by shame. Obi clutched Adis, vowing to honor Nneka's memory. Days later, the villagers rebuilt Umofia, their hearts heavy with guilt. Nneka confessed his father's death was indeed an accident, not Nneka's doing. The priestess revealed she'd hidden Nneka's death to protect the village from panic, but her secrecy fueled the tragedy. The crescent amulet was placed in a shrine, a symbol of Nneka's love and sacrifice. Obi, raising Adis alone, became a quieter man, his warrior spirit tempered by loss. Chike, haunted by his fear, swore to stand by Obi. The village whispered of Nneka's heroism, her tale becoming legend. One night, as Obi slept, a soft glow filled his heart. Nneka's spirit appeared, her neck normal, her smile radiant. Obi, I'm at peace, she said. Mommy Water saw my heart and freed me. Obi reached for her, but she faded, leaving the crescent amulet in his hand. Raise Adis with love, her voice echoed. Obi awoke, tears streaming, the amulet warm against his palm. He knew Nneka's love lingered, watching over them. The village, now honoring her, carved her likeness into the baobab tree, a guardian spirit of Umofia. Years passed, and Adis grew into a spirited girl, her laughter echoing through Umofia. She wore the crescent amulet, a gift from Obi, who who told her stories of Nneka's bravery. One day, while playing by the river, Adise saw a shimmering figure, Mommy Water, smiling kindly. "Your mother's sacrifice earned you a gift," the goddess said, granting Adise the ability to see spirits. Adise returned home, eyes wide, telling Obi of her vision. He smiled, knowing Nneka's legacy lived in their daughter. The village embraced Adise, calling her a child of the moon. Chike, once paralyzed by fear, became Umofia's storyteller, weaving Nneka's tale into songs. He apologized to Obi for doubting Nneka, vowing to honor her memory. One evening, as he sang by the fire, a gentle breeze carried Nneka's lullaby, and the villagers joined in, their voices rising to the stars. Chike felt her presence, his guilt lifting. He crafted a drum inscribed with crescent moons, playing it at festivals to summon Nneka's spirit. The village, once divided by fear, united in her memory, their songs a testament to love's enduring power.
On that garbled shade, where the shadows fall, I saw a secret, heard the spirits call. Nneka, oh, with a crescent glow, her love lit the night, though her heart did go. The river sang her name, the moon did weep, a mother's vow, a promise to keep. Nneka's moonlight, shining through the pain, her amulet glows in the storm and rain. Oh, Mofia, sing her name tonight, her love's eternal in the moon's soft light. Oh Nneka, shine on, shine on. I ran from fear, my heart was blind, but truth unveiled, her love so kind. She saved us all with a neck so strong. Her spirit dances where the stars belong. The village heals, her tale we weave, in every drum beat, her love we believe. Nneka's moonlight, shining through the pain, her amulet glows in the storm and rain. Oh, Mofia, sing her name tonight, her love's eternal in the moon's soft light. Oh Nneka, shine on, shine on. When the river rolls and the night is cold, her crescent calls, a story told. Adise sees her in the silver sky, a mother's love will never die. Drum for her soul, let the fire burn, Nneka's light, forever will learn. Nneka's moonlight, shining through the pain, her amulet glows in the storm and rain. Oh, Mofia, sing her name tonight, her love's eternal in the moon's soft light. Oh Nneka, shine on, shine on. Under the moon we'll sing her song. Nneka's love forever strong. Shine on, shine on, oh Nneka.
Umofia held an annual festival to honor Nneka, with masquerades dancing under the moon. Obi, now a village elder, led the ceremonies, Adise at his side. The crescent amulet, displayed in the shrine, glowed brightly, a sign of Nneka's blessing. Villagers shared yams and palm wine, their laughter drowning out past sorrows. Nneka, reformed, carved wooden charms for children, each bearing a crescent moon. Chike's drumbeats echoed, and Adise, using her gift, saw Nneka's spirit dancing among them. The festival healed old wounds, uniting Umofia in gratitude for Nneka's sacrifice. Adise, now a young woman, often visited the river where Nneka vanished. One night, Mommy Water appeared again, her serpent form gliding across the water. "Your mother's love changed me," she said. "I guard Umofia now, as she did." Adise, unafraid, asked, "Will I see her again?" Mommy Water smiled. "Look to the moon." That night, Adise saw Nneka's face in the moon's glow, her eyes full of love. Adise returned home, her heart full, knowing her mother's spirit was never far. The river, once feared, became a place of hope. Obi grew old, his warrior days behind him, but his love for Nneka never faded. He taught Adise the ways of courage and kindness, ensuring Nneka's values lived on. The village respected Obi, seeking his wisdom in disputes. One evening, as he sat under the baobab tree, Nneka's spirit appeared, her hand touching his. "We'll meet again," she whispered. Obi smiled, at peace. When he passed years later, the village buried him beside the shrine, the crescent amulet placed in his hand. Adise vowed to carry their legacy forward, her heart strong. Adise became Umofia's priestess, guiding the village with her spirit sight. The tale of Nneka, the long-necked spirit who saved her people, spread across Nigeria, sung by griots and etched into calabashes. The crescent amulet, now a sacred relic, glowed each full moon, a reminder of love's triumph over fear. Umofia flourished, its people honoring Nneka's sacrifice with unity and kindness. Chike's songs, Emeka's charms, and Adise's visions kept her memory alive. Under the moonlit sky, Nneka's spirit watched, her love eternal, binding Umofia to the heavens forever. Moral lesson: love and understanding can overcome fear and prejudice, uniting communities through compassion and sacrifice. Love the tale of Nneka's courage? Hit the subscribe button, like, and share to join our storytelling village. Drop a comment with your favorite moment, and stay tuned for more Nigerian folktales.